I'm here with Cherie Six. She's a multiple-time gold, silver, and bronze medal winner at USA Nationals, the World Indoor Championships, North American Championships, the Caribbean Championships, and she's a four-time All-American in sprints and relays.
Pretty impressive.
It's not bad.
Not too bad.
But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna race to the bell to figure out who gets to introduce the show. Now, Coach, I gotta warn you, I once finished outside of the bottom 10 of a 5K.
That's pretty impressive too.
That's what my mom said. Okay, you ready for this?
Absolutely.
All right.
Always ready.
All right. Oh. I want to pull a hand.
It's light work. Light work.
All right, on your mark, get set, go!
The UTRGV Coaches Show starts now.
Look at this car!
Right? Isn't this lovely?
Is this what they give you for beating me in the race?
I wish. That would be an awesome prize. This is spectacular.
What do you say we go do a coach's show?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
It's the UTRGV Coaches Show. I'm Jonah Goldberg. This is UTRGV Track and Field and Cross Country Head Coach Cherie Six. And we're coming to you from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley, where we're in the midst of the Fall Collection Sales Event. Get 0% APR financing for up to 36 months on select L-certified by Lexus ES, IS, NX, and RX models. Fall Collection Sales Event runs through November 1st. So make sure you stop by North Park Lexus off Interstate 2 in San Juan, or visit nplexusrgv.com for more information. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we started this show with a little bit of a race outside, and you won by, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
What's the secret to being really fast like you?
Man, you know what? That's a great question. That's kind of my bread and butter, my occupation, so to speak. So the secret to speed, I'm going to take out all the science and just say work hard and be patient. That's the real secret to fast feet.
Well, for those that don't know, Coach Hicks, four-time All-American at Charlotte, she is already in the Hall of Fame at Charlotte, which makes me feel like I've done nothing with my life because we're the same age. So, she's big time. You've competed on the national and world stage. You've collected a ton of medals doing that. Professional 2008 to 2015, right?
Correct.
What was that like, running professionally?
Oh man, it's a dream come true. It sounds very cliche, but that's really what it is. I never would have imagined when I first started running track in ninth grade that it would take me that far, but it definitely did, and I love, reliving that and sharing that with the student athletes now.
You didn't start running until you were in ninth grade?
Correct, ninth grade.
And you're a world-class athlete. There's hope for all of us. Maybe not me, but everybody watching.
It's never too late. Never too late to fulfill your dreams.
I'm thinking we've got in the indoors, you have the 60-meter dash. And in such a short race, really there isn't much separation. Like if you win by a second, that's a lot, which means I could be close to some of these people. It could actually look good in a photo.
It could.
Even though I'd be losing by a significant amount.
Well, like I said, hard work and patience. That's all you need is hard work and patience.
Well, hard work and patience sounds like a mantra. Is that what you've been instilling in your UTRGV track and field and cross-country team?
For sure. Especially for sprinters. I'm a sprinter by nature. So it's easy to get frustrated because we want everything fast. We want everything now and right away, but that's just not how it works. So they get tired of me saying, be patient, be patient. But as the time gets closer and we're nearing our competition, they can start to see that they're putting things together.
Cross country, already 4 meets in. Been to San Antonio 3 times this past weekend at the Arturo Barrios Invitational up at Texas A&M. Big meet in more ways than one. It's prestigious, and there's also almost 40 teams competing on both sides. Oh, can you tell us a little bit about that experience and how your team did?
Oh man, the team did spectacular. Speaking of patience, they were patient for those previous, 3 cross-country meets to work for that moment. And it's great. It's perfect timing going into our conference championships and the region championships. And, it just really, really was a great indicator that the team as a whole is going in the right direction.
We've seen the times steadily improving from your squads, which are very young, a ton of freshmen on your cross-country teams. And there they were setting personal records by 2 minutes plus last weekend.
Yes, absolutely, man. I'm just so proud of those kids and all the hard work that they've been putting in, the effort that they've been putting in, being just great people all the way around, great students, great athletes, and great people. To see them get out there at a very, very prestigious meet. It's very easy to get intimidated by who you're racing and the uniforms that they have on, but they showed no fear. And, they went out once the gun went out, they went out right along with them, and they finished with a lot of courage and guts. You've
been the head coach for about 3 months now. So what's it been like these 3 months getting acclimated to UTRGV in the Rio Grande Valley?
The administration and the people in the community have been so helpful. We're finally have finished unpacking our last box. so we're finally in our own beds and things like that. I have wonderful neighbors who have been, extremely helpful to me. All my coworkers, have been helpful as far as recommendations with food and daycare and things like that. So it's been a very seamless transition, honestly. I've been enjoying every second of it. So I've really been in a good position where I can focus on giving my all to the team and helping to progress this as a whole.
And hardly your first rodeo. Last 2 years, assistant coach at Memphis. Before that, 5 years as the head coach over at Neosho. You also have assistant coaching experience with Ian Cookman and at your alma mater, Charlotte. So with all of that experience coming in here, what was the transition like to being the head coach here? Man,
it was pretty much like finally, you know what I mean? I'm trying to say it as humble as possible, but that's really what I felt like. I felt very prepared. I've had a lot of mentors in my journey of track and field that have prepared me for that moment. So I pretty much got to reach into my toolkit and actually execute all the things that I've learned. Knowing how to handle different situations, how to make your imprint on a team, how to get that instant buy-in with the team. So now it was just about, seizing the opportunity and executing everything that I knew how to do.
Track and field season in the spring, what are you most looking forward to with that?
I'm looking forward to, the team continuing to progress just like cross country has. It's kind of like, we're a little bit separated right now. So it's nice to be able to get all my kids all together again, be able to travel and cheer for one another and witness the different events and get to know everybody as athletes on the road. So that's the main thing that I'm looking forward to. Outdoor, that's just the bread and butter. That's the sport that we all love. It's a mirror image of the Olympics that everybody knows about with track and field. So it's nice just to get back to some normalcy. So we're looking forward to that.
You make an interesting point about getting the whole team together, and you deal with the sprinters. That's your bread and butter, as you put it, and but you've got a little of everything. You've got throwers, jumpers, distance runners. So what's it like trying to balance working with your specific group while also being the head coach of everybody?
It's a lot of fun, actually. I get to get back to my roots. In high school, I did cross country myself. I rarely sprinted in high school, actually. I did mainly the distance events. So every once in a while I get to go out with cross country and they burn me. They leave me out in the woods. They'll go on to do 6 miles and I can knock out 2 with them and see them in the far distance looking like little dots. But you know, I try to get to everybody's practices. I go to the throws practices, and it's funny how everything is really intertwined and related. You know, I sometimes I get to throws and I pick up some things with power and explosiveness that I can use with the sprinters, and you know, same with jumps and distance and all the events. So you always find, you know, little things that help you become a better coach.
Well, you're definitely a good coach, and we're very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Something else that's cool about you. So you are a head coach, and you are also a black woman who is a head coach. Now that is a fairly rare thing. A report put out by the University of Minnesota a few months ago showed that last academic year, only 5.2% of head coaches of women's sports in Division I were black women. And then, of course, that doesn't include men's sports, the majority of which are male coaches. So you extrapolate, you're probably looking at somewhere in the vicinity of 2.5% to 3% of all head coaches, period, are black women. What does it mean to you to be in a Division I head coaching position? Oh,
it's huge. It's huge. Having the opportunity to break barriers and, you know, make it, not necessarily make it easier, but to travel a path, you know, for somebody else that's going to come behind me and take that same path, is very huge. Not just for myself as a coach, but for the student athletes that I coach. You know, I'm coaching young men who are looking up to me, you know, as their coach, you know, and the same with the young women. So it's really a huge deal that I don't take lightly. I want to be the best coach, you know, in the world, you know, male, female, you know, any type of minority. I want to be a good representation of that across the board. So it's definitely not lost on me how huge this is. But, you know, as you said, those numbers don't lie, and we still have a lot of work to do.
It was something around, I think, 42%, 41.7% approximately of all women's sports had female head coaches. So less than half of women's sports had female head coaches to even start with. Mm-hmm. And you know, the numbers for BIPOC head coaches for women's track and field and women's cross country was something around the 30% and around 22%. So, I mean, you are a trailblazer. You are helping to break barriers. And this sounds like an amazing opportunity for you to not only be the best coach that you can be and the best coach on the planet, because we know you're a good coach, but also to really open doors for people.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And that's what it's all about. That's why I got into coaching, you know, to impact the lives of student athletes. And then the byproduct of that is setting an example, you know, in my profession, you know, across the board. So it's definitely a huge deal. You know, I wake up every day. I never hit the snooze button because I'm just really, really walking in my purpose.
Have you ever had a student athlete, whether it's here or somewhere else, come and ask you about that and, you know, how they can become you, basically?
For sure, for sure. A lot of the male athletes and female athletes, they'll ask me, you know, for career advice. As I get to know them, I'm able to point out a lot of characteristics and traits. And, you know, every once in a while, I'll pull someone to the side that didn't necessarily think about coaching. And I'm like, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? You really have that leadership quality or that know-how or that special little something that it takes. So it's all about, you know, putting people in those positions and preparing our future in the sport that I love.
Cherise Hicks, she's the head coach of the UTRGV track and field and cross country programs. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast.
The UTRGV Coaches Show rolls on from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
In the minute it takes to knock back your drink, spot your new crush, or cheer on the home team, you could do something that really makes a difference. Sign up as an organ donor. In less than a typical timeout, you could sign up to save 8 lives. It sure beats using a minute to mustard that hot dog. Sign up at TOSA1.org.
The Rio Grande Valley is growing every day. That's why you need a team you can trust. 2 stations, 2 languages. The most experienced news anchors in the valley.
Authorities in Stark County plan to give a COVID briefing tomorrow.
The largest weather team keeping you informed in English
y en español.
Mientras tanto, esas mínimas van a seguir cayendo a los 50 para el resto de esta noche.
A sports team covering the RGV like no one else.
Both teams going into this matchup undefeated, looking for a playoff spot.
We're live in the morning, at noon, and in the evenings. Anytime you need us, we're online and on social media too. We do this all in both languages. Who else can deliver this type of coverage? No one. Channel 5 News
and Azteca Valle.
Working together for you.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at workatcanes.com.
I got mine because I'm a former student athlete.
I've got mine because the UTRGV Vaqueros are a hometown team.
I've got mine, Visa.
I've got mine because I'm a proud alumni.
I've got mine.
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 I've got mine. Go Vaqueros.
Get yours. UTRGV basketball season tickets are on sale now. Visit goutrgv.com/tickets to get yours today.
Town Place Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh's newest destination spot and a host hotel of UTRGV athletics with the amenities that a frequent long-stay traveler or visiting team in town to take on the V-Nation looks for. The nightlife is amplified with Ignite Lounge, a great way to wrap up a long workday or celebrate a big win. Town Place Suites by Marriott on Trenton in between Business 281 and Sugar Road and minutes away from the excitement of UTRGV. Town Place Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh.
Welcome back to the UTRGV Coaches Show at North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. Off the expressway in San Juan, I'm Jonah Goldberg. This is Jose Contreras. He's the general manager of North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. Jose, thanks for joining us.
Jonah, thank you for being out. Thank you for being here at North Park Lexus RGV. We are super proud of the fact that we support UTRGV, and we're super grateful to have you guys out here every week, week in and week out, doing the Coaches Show and every part of being a part of UTRGV. I got my V's up today. V's up, we got our Vaqueros going.
You know, I think my favorite part about this partnership is that every week I get to drive a different Lexus. I think I'm the winner in all this.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, you're welcome anytime, Jonah. You guys come out, bring Chase, bring the whole group. You guys got to get out here. We want everybody to visit and be a part of what we have to offer here. It's not just for guests and customers. We're here for the community. We're here for everybody to come see what we've got. And in a minute, I'll give you a little bit of an idea on what we have to offer.
Yeah, just wait until you see what is inside this dealership, because this is a real great experience. Let's go.
Let's do it, shall we?
Okay, so now we're inside the dealership, and the first thing you see is just this incredible architecture.
Well, thank you for noticing, Jonah. I'll tell you, when we first set out to build the place, we really wanted to bring something to the valley that resonated with the area and with the community, and so we elected to design based on a hacienda resort-like feel. And I think we accomplished it. The designer came out of Bernie, Texas, Marsh & Associates, give them all the credit because they just did a wonderful job. But the inspiration, as they sat down with pencil and paper, all came from the missions that are located in San Antonio. And you might notice, in fact, if you peek down on the deal, all the arches that take place and the contour and the design and the layout of the entire dealership is exactly that. We've got courtyards, we've got fountains. The other thing I'm excited about is behind us over here, we have up a big pink ribbon banner. And the big pink ribbon banner is something that we do every October. Of course, we support breast cancer awareness. And what we do is offer up, in the name of the person that purchased either a brand new Lexus or a certified pre-owned Lexus, a donation of $100 in their name and in their honor to the Renaissance, to DHR's breast cancer initiative. And I'll tell you, it's warming, and you can see the names of the folks that so far have already participated with us, and that as well happens to be here for us.
Yeah, big thanks to everybody who has participated. This is incredible. And thank you for making these donations and making this happen. You know, so many people struggle with breast cancer, and to help raise money for that's huge and such a great service to the
And the
community.
Renaissance Center does such a good job, THR.
These spectacular vehicles.
Absolutely.
Look at this.
So, isn't this beautiful? This is a 2021 LC500. The convertible version of the LC500 has been warmly welcomed over the course of the last 12 months.
Let me try this out. Oh, that is comfortable. Oh, yeah.
Jonah, it's all you. It's all you, especially when you get outside and then you can take the mask off.
Oh, boy.
Isn't that beautiful?
Don't tell my wife I'm looking at the car, okay?
If you like, Jonah, I'd love to take a brief moment to share with you a little bit about our Elite of Lexus Award.
Sure.
You know, many manufacturers have certain awards that are out there, and and I learned they tend to be rather meaningless when they're on a commercial or that sort of thing, unless they're fully explained. At the end of the day, it's only about 25% of the Lexus dealerships that are out there that are receiving this award. And so I'm very honored with the fact that with our third year in existence, we've got the 3-year distinction as an Elite of Lexus Award. It's basically exemplifying the customer satisfaction, the priority that we place on people, which is our number one relationship building fundamental principle as our approach to business. And so I'm extremely proud of it.
Well, this place is definitely an experience. I mean, just looking around, I'm already impressed. And this is a place where you can also just go to hang out. You got a little cafe.
We do. I'd love to show you.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's do it. In understanding customer engagement and guest engagement, there's another company out there that really has this down, and I think we all know, of course, Starbucks. People have got to live to have their Starbucks. And so we were super excited when Starbucks allowed us to team up and partner with them and bring their product into our deal. And let me tell you, that's not easily done. They definitely hold their coffee to some high standards and their customer and guest experience to some high standards. So we're excited about the fact that we're on page with that engagement. And so please take a look. This is kind of where service and sales comes together. We've got this customer waiting area that we want people to, not only visit and get excited about visit, but almost own it, almost like a membership to a country club. And so everything is complimentary. They look like beer taps, but they are just soft drinks. And then we've got a full-on barista, and the man is extremely highly trained on how to make the proper coffees and that sort of thing. And then we've got select prepackaged snacks, etc., and of course some warm cookies.
So what do I owe you for this?
It's only about $113,000. It comes complimentary with the LC500 convertible. It's absolutely on the house, Jonah. I joke, and the reality is that we invite people in all the time. We don't want them just coming in when they've got an issue with their vehicle, or if they're just in to buy a vehicle. We want people to come see what the place is about. Look around and make yourself at home. It's truly an open invitation to the public. This is the beginning of our service department, and this is where your ownership experience really begins after the sale. And I'll tell you, we have even down at the end of the hall, you can see here, our Hacienda Retreat. We do offer up a masseuse that'll come in on select hours, traditionally high traffic hours, so big on the weekends, on Fridays and Saturdays. Jonah, I like to call this our East Wing at the dealership. Come on in, come on over. This particular wall, it's been immortalized by the first 100 customers. So my wife tells me, she says, well, what's Japanese for 100? I said, well, I really don't know. So we Googled it, and it turns out it's haiku. And haiku is how you say 100, and this is the symbol for 100 in Japanese. So we took our first 100 customers and folks that had pre-ordered vehicles with us, and we offered them up haiku status with the dealership, and they all have license plates. You might have seen them driving around in RGV. They're black Texas personalized plates. They say haiku.
Yes, I have seen those.
Have you seen them?
Yeah.
And then they've got the number on which they were in the sequence of the first 100 customers.
I finally get it.
You get it. Now I understand what it is. And so that's something that's indicative and special to us, something that we did. And they are haiku for life. So after you come in and you transact for the vehicle, then of course we've got our delivery bay right up here. As customers come in and they take delivery of their new vehicle, there
Look
it is.
At this. I got my own LC500. You all saw it, folks. They just gifted me an LC500. This is proof.
There you go.
This car is amazing, and it's all mine?
All yours, Jonah. It's for you.
It's on TV.
You got it. You got it on record. Thank you for being out with us here today, Jonah.
Hey, this has been my pleasure. This place is an experience. I love being out here. I'm gonna come just to hang out. Maybe once a week, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on Somos El Valle, channel 5.3, cable 1241.
You're welcome anytime, not just for the Coaches Show.
That's what I like to hear. I'll see you soon. Jose Contreras, he's the general manager of North Park Lexus Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back in a minute on the UTRGV Coaches Show.
Visa.
We all want the best for our families, to love, to laugh, to live a healthy life. At UT Health RGV, we believe every family should have access to the most advanced medical care, right here, close to home. With over 100 board-certified doctors at 20 locations valley-wide, with life-saving procedures and treatments that keep you and your family healthy, UT Health RGV is here for you. High-quality care for every patient, for every family. Find your way to the best care at uthealthrgv.org.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Support. Some call it the foundation of success. Joining the V Club assists in the success of our student athletes. Preparing our student athletes for excellence in life. Thanks for tuning in to this week's UTRGV Coaches Show at North Park Lexus Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back with you every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on Somos El Valle, channel 5.3, cable 1241. Missed an episode? Want to watch this one again? Then visit our YouTube channel at goutrgv.com/Coaches Show. Big thanks to UTRGV Track and Field and Cross Country head coach Cherise Hicks and Jose Contreras, the general manager of North Park Lexus Rio Grande Valley, for being our guests. Next week, we'll be joined by UTRGV women's golf head coach Brian Navoa and men's tennis head coach Nathan Robinson. But until then, so long from North Park Lexus Rio Grande Valley. This has been the UTRGV Coaches Show. Get your visa.